I helped a complete beginner build a Claude AI side hustle that got him from zero to over $200 a day in less than 30 days. And he started as a total beginner who was not tech savvy, who was over the age of 50 and had never made money outside of his career in his entire life. And did this all in a very boring but also very accessible way that just about anybody else out there can do as well. And this is honestly one of the simplest ways of making money, but most people out there simply are not willing to do it. And I can say this because I've made over $10 million myself, so when I tell you that this works, I've got the receipts. And that matters because most of the AI money advice online right now is complete slop. It's empty hype from people who have never built anything real. They're either telling you to build the next big app, which is one of the most difficult business models out there, where you have basically a 99.9% failure rate, or they're telling you to make absolute AI slop and spam the internet with it. But either way, it's noise and it's wasting your damn time. This video is gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna show you exactly how he did it, but then I'm also gonna show you other real people, real numbers, and real dashboards on the screen. And I'm gonna show you the side hustle, the tool, and the one move that made the money actually show up. Because most people build something decent and then they wonder why nobody gives a shit. And I do not want you spending a month building something, posting it, and then hearing crickets. So if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's dive in right now. All right, so first, let me introduce you to this complete beginner, because the who is the entire story. And let's get a drum roll before I introduce this person, please. It's my brother. Okay, it's my 50-year-old brother, Zach. And yes, he is family, so technically he is contractually obligated to like this video. And yes, it does pay to be my brother. But here's why he's a very interesting case study, right? Zach has been working in the trades for almost 30 years. He runs his own trades business, HVAC specifically, and he's a realtor on the side, and he has a really active social life, right? So he is a very busy guy. And when I tell you he's bad at tech, he really is, okay? Just look at the cell phones that he uses, right? He would struggle to set up a camera, he would struggle with the plugins, everything. So he is that kind of bad at tech. And yes, family will roast you for that shit, and I have before. So Zach basically came to me and he basically told me that his body's starting to wear out, right? The trades are very difficult on your body. He's been in the trades for 30 years and he did not want to continue doing that. So he asked me, hey Shane, what do you think I should do? Because obviously I'm the guy who's helped tons of people make money online, get remote jobs, start side hustles, start even online businesses, start YouTube channels, et cetera, et cetera. And he probably thought I was gonna tell him to get some remote job or get some online certification, but I didn't. I told him that he should actually start a side hustle online. So we sat down, I asked him what he actually wanted, and he was honest. He wanted to make money first and figure out the rest later. He did not want to create products. He did not want a service to deliver. He just wanted to start very slow with very little time commitment. We're talking less than 4 hours a week, just a couple hours a week in many cases. And so because of that, we decided that the best side hustle for him to start with was going to be affiliate marketing. Now, this is one of the simplest models on the internet. There's no inventory, there's no support, and there's no fulfillment, but we're not gonna do any type of affiliate marketing. There's a very specific type that we're gonna do. Because if we build only for affiliate, we're gonna box him in forever. So we need an engine that can carry more later in case he ever wants more. Because life changes. Maybe in a year, he gets tired of the trades. Maybe he wants to launch his own course or take a sponsorship or sell a digital product on the side. And we did not want to lock the doors behind him on day one. So the plan became start with affiliate, but build him the kind of engine that can pay him 5 different ways once it's running. Now, I'll be honest, Zach was very busy at the time. And of course, he was very happy that I was gonna help him. But at the same time, I actually start a new channel every year. And I wanted to do a case study on someone that I knew I could depend on to actually do the work, right? Because if he didn't do the work, he'd have to deal with me. And so you can probably see where this is going, right? You can pick the perfect side hustle, the hottest affiliate offer, the cleanest pitch, and you can still make absolutely $0. Why? Because building the thing was never the hard part. Getting people to actually see it and give a shit about it, that is the hard part, okay? And Zach did not need a better affiliate offer. The internet is flooded with affiliate offers. He needed eyeballs. He needed a traffic source that he could own, not rent. Because the truth is, literally every side hustle out there works if you have traffic, AKA eyeballs. However, it is exceptionally difficult to get any of the side hustles to work, and you probably know this is true if you've tried them, if you don't have traffic. So we looked at every option for traffic. The first one, of course, is paid ads. It's very difficult. If you stop paying, the traffic stops, and that is a rented bucket with a hole in the bottom. The other option that you hear about all the time is cold outreach. So you either cold email, cold DM, cold call, or even go and cold knock on people's doors in order to get them to buy your product. And 99.9% of people do not want to do that because you are going to face a massive amount of rejection, and it is absolutely brutal. And then the next option that you hear about all the time is social posts, right? Social media. And it can be a treadmill, and you sprint forever and you end up exactly where you started most of the time. Now, this one can be very good, but the problem is with most social media formats, you post a video, it's usually like a short form form video and it does well for 3 hours, or sometimes it doesn't, but let's just say it does do well for 3 hours, and then it dies and you have to start all over again. But there was clearly one option that crushed everything else, and that was, drumroll please, YouTube. Why? Because YouTube is the only place on the internet that is a social platform and a search engine at the same time. It's actually the second biggest search engine in the world, and it's owned by the first biggest search engine in the world, Google. And between YouTube and Google, they basically have all of the data. So if someone is in the market for something, let's just say they're in a market for a walking pad, right? I recently bought a walking pad and then I barely even used it, unfortunately, but it is a good purchase. And let's say you're in the market for a walking pad. You search it on Google. Google owns YouTube. And so the next time you go to YouTube, you see a bunch of videos popping up about walking pads. So they're showing you the exact right videos at the exact right time that you're in market to buy something. Do you see the power of that? Yeah, it's a lot better than just a normal social media post. And the great thing about YouTube is you make one video and that video brings you new people every single day for years. It compounds and it does not stop. But don't take my word for it. You can listen to Alex Hormozi, who's huge on every social media platform. Or how about Cody Sanchez, who blew up recently on just about every platform? Or how about the man Gary Vee himself? So when the biggest names in business and money, people who are massive on every single platform, all keep pointing at the same one, you gotta listen, because there's probably a reason for that. And I've been doing this for years and I've made over $10 million on YouTube alone. So I told Zach, give me 30 days and I will help you get the engine running. And honestly, he was pretty apprehensive about it. He had just about every excuse in the book. He's like, oh, well, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not charismatic. I've never made a video in my life. I'm over 50. No one wants to listen to a 50-year-old. But I told him, just trust me, bro, just do it. Quick break. I'm gonna be doing a live training this week on how to start YouTube step-by-step for beginners. This is gonna be for people who want to start a channel, but they don't know what niche to pick, what videos to make, or how to actually get started the right way. And it's a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at this training. Just as an example, I'm gonna be giving away my niche validator, which works for ChatGPT, as well as Claude Skills, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss out on it forever. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me and you'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to seeing you. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below this week. Make sure you put it on your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it or you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So let's talk about the 30-day build and exactly how we use Claude to help him do this. And we're gonna talk about exactly what you can do step-by-step for 30 days as well to make this happen too. So day one is probably the most important day of the entire 30, and that is picking the niche. And if you pick the wrong niche, nothing else matters, because the right niche with mediocre content still wins. The wrong niche with great content fails. And the worst thing is you don't even know why. So I sat down with Zach, we used Claude to map this out, and most people pick their niche based on vibes. We did the opposite. We had Claude pull the data, we interviewed him, put that information into Claude. We looked at stuff he was already good at, stuff that he'd already spent a lot of time doing, problems that he'd been able to overcome, and things that he was passionate about. And then we looked at what people in his world were actually searching for and what was actually paying. And we landed on this: helping young people and career switchers pick the right trade career for them. Why? Because Zach has done this for 30 years and he knows it cold. And there is a flood of young people who do not want to take $100,000 in student loan debt to get a degree that they will never use. They'd rather just go into something that they know that they can make money with. So this is specific, sticky, monetizable, and it's done. Now, I can't emphasize how important this is. We kind of glossed over this, but honestly, this is extremely important. And by the way, if you want the exact AI that's been trained on thousands of hours of helping people pick their niche, and you want it in the Claude skill version, then go ahead and attend our live training by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment below, because we will be giving it away there, and it will be helping you pick or dial in your niche, because most people think they have a niche, but they actually don't. So do not miss out on that. Click that link in the description and the pinned comment below. Now, day 2 through 7, most people sit down and they try to make up video ideas from scratch. And that is exactly how you waste a month making videos that nobody wants, and that is bad shit. Okay. Instead, we have Claude look at what's already winning in that niche, outliers, things that had already proven demand. Then Claude turned those into scripts for him. Now he talks fast, he's comfortable on camera once he stops thinking about the camera, and we were recording right away. So he posted his first video on day 2. Now, this is one big thing. Do not overthink this part. Get your first video out there as fast as you possibly can. Zach's first video was objectively mediocre at best. Okay, I will play a short clip of that video.
Meanwhile, I've got buddies pulling in 6 figures in trades we've probably never even heard of.
So you might notice that he sounds very monotone in the video, okay? He definitely was not a pro at presenting by any means or by any stretch of the imagination, and because we picked the right niche, which is like the foundation before you build a house. So a lot of people will wait weeks or even months or even years to post their first video. I highly recommend you just get it out as quickly as possible. So I've gone over this in other videos in great detail on exactly how to grow on YouTube. But a quick recap, you want to pick the video idea with the icon method. And by the way, all the Claude skills for doing this, I'll just go ahead and put them in the description and the pinned comment below so you can just do it yourself. Of course, I can describe how to do it, but those skills will literally just teach you how to do it. So you can use those as you follow along. So the icon method is basically where you find a video that has a lot of demand, but very little supply. And the way you do that is you find a video from a small channel that has a lot of views, despite the video being either mediocre or preferably bad. So for his very first video, we found this one. No offense to this guy, but his video was, in my opinion, mediocre. And it came from a small channel, and yet it had a lot of views. Now, again, you can use the Claude skill to find these. It makes it a lot easier. Links to that is gonna be down in the description in the pinned comment below for all the steps that we talk about. And if it's not a skill down there, there'll be a prompt down there. So just, again, follow along there. Plus, if you wanna know how to use them even better, attend the live training. Click the link in the description in the pinned comment below. That'll be happening this week. And if you're watching this in the future, there's a good chance we'll be doing the live training then, so still click the link. Okay, so he found this really good video idea. He changed the title up, he changed the thumbnail, he made a good intro, and guess what? Claude helped him do all of it. And then he wrote the script. The actual writing of the script took him less than 15 minutes. And basically the way I recommend doing that is using Claude. Of course, you can use the Claude skill for script writing. And then he did what's known as a yap session, where literally he just yaps to the Claude skill. It maybe asks him a few questions, it interviews him back and forth. And he presses enter and a beautiful script comes out. And not just any script, but a highly optimized script. And then he recorded the video. Now, what I recommend recording with, especially if you're a total beginner, is Descript. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't even think I have an affiliate link for them, or at least I'm not aware of it, but it is a phenomenal app. Now, the reason that I like it so much is because you can basically just have it on your laptop. So just pretend like my laptop's right in front of me. In fact, I'll just open Descript and show you what I mean. So you basically can just put your transcript in the teleprompter on Descript, and then you put the teleprompter up at the very top of your screen, right next to the webcam. And when you are reading that teleprompter and looking at the very top of the screen, it is going to look like you are looking directly into the webcam. So that's the way to do it. Now, obviously, you can get really fancy. You can get a teleprompter, set up the teleprompter. The teleprompter that I recommend is the Elgato teleprompter. That's the one that's in front of me right now, but you absolutely do not need to get fancy with it. For instance, my community member, Nurse Jen, she's in the same situation you're in right now, watching me just a couple months ago. She joined the live training, joined our community, started recording with Descript right on her laptop, and immediately had 2 videos blow up and get over 500,000 views. And now she's making a full-time income from YouTube. And again, she just started with Descript. She does not have a camera. She just used the webcam on her laptop. Okay, so you can use Descript to record. And then the coolest thing is you can also use Descript to edit, and it has AI editing features. So it does like 90% of the work for you. So there's a few buttons that you can literally just push. It's going to cut out all the silences, all the mistakes, and all that kind of thing, right? And the coolest thing about Descript is you can edit it literally like you edit a Google Doc. So you don't even have to learn how to edit. And it'll even optimize your audio for you so that even if it's coming out of a laptop, it's going to sound like professional grade audio, right? It's going to be good enough to post on YouTube. Okay, so that's how I recommend that you get started. And definitely with your first video, do not waste a bunch of time. Just get started right away. And that's exactly what Zach did. And even though his first video wasn't that good, it blew up immediately and got over 800,000 views. So in days 2 to 7, just get that first video posted as soon as you possibly can. And then as soon as you can, start posting at least once a week. And what I recommend for optimal results is 3 times a week. Then you've got days 8 through 18, and this is where most people give up, right? You post your first video. Now, if you're like Zach, your first video pops off and you're good to go. But that does not happen for most people. For most people, it's gonna take 3, 5, 10, 12, maybe 15 or even 20. It's gonna take some time for you to get your first video to pop off. But the cool thing is, once a video does pop off, it kind of has a popcorn bag effect, right? You put the popcorn bag in the microwave and nothing happens for like a minute, but then one kernel pops, and then right after that, another one, and then another one, and then blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, the entire bag is full. The same exact thing happens when it comes to content. For instance, there were lots of videos that I posted back in the day that were absolute duds when I first posted them, but then later on when my content started taking off, off, the same videos over 100 days or even 200 days after they were posted would start taking off. And there's been many, many examples of this on my channel, right? So it's very easy for people to post one video or maybe even a few videos and then nothing happens and they give up, right? And when Zach first posted its video, it's not like it took off right away. Now it did do decently well, right? It got 200 views on the first day, but then on the second day it got 54, and then 16, then 13, then 12, then 9, then 21, and it looked like it had died. And for a lot of people, this would be very demotivating. But look what happened just a few days later. The views started going up, 78, then 64, then 96, then 241, then 388, and then 435, and then 1,021, and then 1,335, and then 1,500, and then it just took off. And the peak day was about 41,000 views, right? So if he would have gotten super demotivated and stopped posting content, there's a good chance that the algorithm wouldn't have actually sent those views to his videos. And one of the most important things is that you keep consistently posting, because then the algorithm is gonna want to invest in you. You invest in it, it's gonna invest back in you, right? So days 8 to 19 are absolutely crucial. Do not give up. Keep posting 3 times a week, or at least once a week. Then days 20 to 28 are crucial as well. This is where you're probably gonna start to get some comments, you're gonna start to get some feedback, and this is where you can gather some really good data. So you might have people asking you, hey, how do I actually get into a trade? What is the fastest way to learn? How do I start if I'm 22 and broke? And boom, there it is. The audience just handed us the affiliate offer on a silver platter, right? They told us what they wanted. And this is where we started looking into different things that we could offer as an affiliate program. And luckily, I know a lot about this industry, so I told him exactly the one to offer, and that was Course Careers. Course Careers is a great company. We've sent a lot of people to them and they've helped them get jobs, and they had some programs specifically for trade careers. So we started promoting those. Because a few days before that, he got monetized on YouTube, and then he made $214 in a single day. Now, that was from AdSense alone. $214 is over $70,000 a year run rate. So he went from zero to a full-time income in just 29 days. And that was just from AdSense alone, and other income sources hadn't even started yet. So we slotted in Course Careers as the affiliate offer because it was literally what the audience was asking for, and it started stacking on top of AdSense right away. And then a few months later, he had a $520 day just from AdSense alone. So he started having $400 and $500 days, and he was still spending 2 to 4 hours a week on his content. That's it. And then last month, his record month, he finished out his first year on YouTube making over $18,000. And so in his first year, he made a full-time income. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, okay, that was Zach. Shane is your brother. He had you in his ear the entire time. That is not me. Fair. So let me show you the exact same playbook in a completely different niche. So a community member of mine that we just mentioned a little bit before, that was literally in the exact same position that you're in right now, Jen, joined the program as a complete beginner just a few months ago. And in her own words, she said, I hadn't dipped my toe into YouTube. And now she's got 23,000 subscribers. She's making a full-time income with YouTube. And she's gotten 2 videos that have gotten over 500,000 views pretty much right after starting. And the coolest thing is she's doing it literally just talking about stuff that she already talks about with her patients basically every single day. And just like in Zach's situation, this stuff is dead simple for her, right? Because Zach knew trade careers like the back of his hand. Most of his buddies are in the trades. He knows which ones pay the best. He knows which ones are easiest to get into, et cetera, et cetera. He knows all those details. And the same thing with Nurse Jen. She's able to give a ton of value just giving wisdom, right? Just telling people what she's learned in her career as a nurse. But it's not just her. Look at another community member, Carla. So Carla has around 1,500 subscribers, and most of her videos were under 200 views. And from that tiny channel, she closed her first 6-figure contract, because the right 1,500 people are worth more than 1 million of the wrong ones. And a video with the right 100 to 200 views is worth more than a video with the wrong 1 million views, right? And it's not just our people, right? There's a UK emergency medicine doctor on YouTube named Dr. Alex. He spent almost a decade on the front lines watching people get sick from things that were completely preventable and avoidable. So he started putting honest, no-nonsense health videos online. And his channel now has over 425,000 subscribers and pulls an estimated $30,000 a month, right? So this is a playbook that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have already used. So let's talk about what you can build on this engine. And let's also close the loop. Once you have the engine, meaning a YouTube channel built around something specific, there are 5 different ways you can make money from from it, and you can stack them as you grow. So of course there's ads, right? When you're monetized, those are the ads that pop up on your channel and you get 55% of that. And you can make a full-time income just from ads alone, but I don't like to rely on it because you do need a lot of views to make a full-time income. So another really good one is affiliate marketing. And this is where you basically just point at someone else's product, they pay you a cut, and it's very simple. So this is best if you're busy and you do not want to create the thing yourself yet. Then you've got digital products. So you build something one time and it pays you forever. So it's a guide, a course, a template, a Claude skill. Anyone with expertise can do this. And Claude can turn the boring parts of a digital product into about 20 minutes of work. Now, pro tip here, and also pro tip with all the other ones that I'm about to talk about on the list, is to use Claude for those as well, right? So you can combine AI with just any type of skill out there and you make it more valuable. For instance, if you're helping people get into a particular type of job, you could make an AI that helps them optimize their resume, and then you can sell that as a digital product. Then another path is a simple local service. So there's a guy out there who reportedly makes about $360,000 a year from a dog waste pickup service. Yes, picking up dog poop. And honestly, we're seeing a lot more local businesses have success on YouTube as well. We're seeing a lot of realtors, for instance, like Craig, who is over 70 years old, and he's a realtor in Montana, and one of his first videos with us popped off and got over 100,000 views. You can also do an online service or some sort of coaching. So this is high ticket coaching or a done for you service. Another community member of mine, Nicole, for instance, when she first started working with us, she had 85 subscribers. She was making no money. She was about to quit on YouTube. And then she got all the way up to over $80,000 in a single month. And she did it by teaching people, mostly women, how to get into a career called GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance. And then of course you can make money from sponsorships, right? So sponsorships are where you work with a company, you make an entire video about the company, or you make an integrated portion of your normal video about the company, and you basically do an ad read for them. And a great example of one of our community members that did this is Guy. So Guy basically has tinnitus, which is constant ringing in the ears, and he started reviewing different hearing aids that help with tinnitus. And he got an ongoing brand deal and sponsorship before he even got to 500 subscribers for $1,500 a month. So literally before he even got to 500, never mind 1,000 subscribers, he already met his goal of making $1,000 to $2,000 a month as a side hustle, which would supplement his income in retirement and would allow him to increase his quality of life while he's retired, which was awesome. And honestly, there's way more other ways of making money on YouTube. That's just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to learn more about that, again, attend the live training by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. Now look, Zach is not special. He is family, sure, and he did get to work one-on-one with myself and my team. But he's also 50 years old, technologically challenged, very busy guy running a trades business and doing real estate on the side. So if he can build a Claude AI side hustle, making a full-time income and having a record month of over $18,000, then there genuinely is no excuse for the rest of us. Now, I know that 99% of you are just gonna consume my free content. You're gonna get a lot of value out of it. You're gonna download my resources in the description in the pinned comment below, get a lot of value out of those as well. And you're probably gonna attend my live training, or I'm gonna teach you exactly step-by-step how to do this, get a ton of value out of that. And you can even ask me questions at the end. But ultimately, we're not gonna end up working together, and that is completely fine. But there's gonna be a very small percentage of you out there, 1%, maybe 0.1% of you that want to work one-on-one with an expert, just like Zach did. Or there's some of you that literally just want us to do the work for you. So if that is you, go ahead and book a call by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment below. We're very picky about who we work with. We can only work with a very limited amount of people at a time. Right now, we're only accepting about 3 to 5 people. And we typically work with less than 18% of people who apply to work with us. But these are the types of people we work with. Online business owners, as well as certain types of local business owners. People who are experts at something. YouTubers who already are getting views, but they're struggling with monetization. YouTubers who are crushing it, but they want to crush it even harder. And then people who are typically professionals. They're a bit on the older side. They have a really good job, and they have a lot of value to give to the world, and they want to make educational content to solve other people's problems and get paid in return for that. But the biggest thing is they're gonna treat this side hustle like a business. They really wanna treat it seriously. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and click that link in the description in the pinned comment below. And again, all 5 of these people have the same thing in common, in that they want to treat YouTube like a business. If you want to check out an example of someone who joined our program recently and got great results with us, go ahead and click this video right here to check out exactly how we helped Isaiah go from basically making $0, being broke, fired from his job, to making $28,000 in a single month. And you check that out by clicking right here.